يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي.
Yeah? Because I cannot answer if you don't.
I know you're going to keep asking me more questions.
Okay, tell me when you finish, then I can answer.
What, you don't have any answer?
No. Tell me when you finish, then I can
give me
answer.
the company name.
Good. Tell me when you finish, then I can answer.
I'm finished. I should give me the company
No,
name.
you're not finished. You can
Give me the company. If you're not going to give me the company name.
Hold on. A minute ago, you asked him, give me a professional, give me anyone, any Muslim who's
Science
given any
field.
name. No, yes, and he gave you a name. Then you
word.
changed it. Yes, and he gave you a name, Khalid Yassin. Then you changed
That was
that
his word.
to a company.
It put what into
Okay,
my mouth.
brother, just one
Look
second.
at the
Thank you.
video.
Okay.
No, I am. It's
I'm saying
recorded,
1.6
You
million
asked him that
Muslim.
question.
Yeah.
He answered it. Now you've asked him a different question. Which question do
I'm
you want
saying
him to
1.6.
answer?
Maybe both.
No, yeah, that's fine. But then let him answer.
Right.
That's the fact.
Tell me when you're finished and you're quiet, I can talk.
I'm going to talk. I'm just going to stand here and
Good,
then ask
good.
you the same question again, and then we're just going to repeat.
Thank you.
You
So,
can ask another question, aren't
if I now give you a name of a company, like lots of petroleum companies doing research in the Middle East, and then, wait, I thought you were going to be quiet,
I'm
right?
going to write it down.
Right. So if I give you names of companies where they're looking into all this petroleum, renewable energies and so on, coming from, listen,
Petroleum
petroleum.
is not a renewable energy.
I didn't say
we want research away from
petroleum and right. So I didn't just say petroleum. Perhaps you need to listen to what I've said.
every word.
No, you're not. So when we're looking at this research done by companies in Middle East, and if they're actually contributing and then making up this new innovation and so on, you will say, oh, this is just one company. So I want you to make this one point, which I want you to address this. Your contribution, listen, you asked about Muslim contribution. Instead of saying now Muslim contribution where Muslims are contributing to the every discipline and so on, you asked a person, I gave you a person. Then now you ask a company. If I were to give you a company, you say, oh, this is just one company. Instead, what I am going to do is this. I'm going to ask you, is there any discipline in science where Muslims are not contributing? That is a fairer question, because not only Muslims, Muslims, Christians, Jewish, Jewish people, whether you have religion or no religion, people, human beings are collaborating, working together to the advancements of science and technology. This is our modern reality. We don't just say, oh, it's an Islamic science, it's a Christian science, it's a Jewish science, it's an atheist science. Science is not in the hands of one individual or one religious group, one ethnic group, one linguistic group. Science is done in collaboration. So Muslims, like many other religious or non-religious groups, are working together in every discipline. This is a general statement. Can you name me a discipline in science the Muslims are not contributing?
Why do you keep asking me questions? I'm the one asking you questions because I do not know. You claim that I can't name someone, so I'm not qualified to speak.
So you need to search and find out.
That's why I want to research. I'm asking
research what I asked you.
Why? I'm asking you to show me so I can research. Show me the name of the Muslim company contributing to the science.
I'm saying every single company. Look.
You just discredit me saying I can't.
If I were to generalize,
I'm not qualified to speak to you.
Okay.
That's what you claim me.
For example,
yeah, you disqualify me. Okay. So now I need your guidance, Guru. I need guidance. I need the name of the company.
NASA, NASA.
Look it up on
NASA.
Yeah.
So there's a Muslim company.
No, find me Muslim are not contributing in NASA. I'm saying they are.
So everyone.
Pfizer, medical industry. AstraZeneca, pharmaceutical industry. Find me a discipline where Muslims are not contributing. I've given you already several companies. NASA is a company.
Yeah.
Yes. So is
World
Pfizer.
War II German artists contributing.
Hang on. So is Pfizer. So is AstraZeneca. Yep. So now I've given you 3 already because you asked. Find me
company.
It's not a company. What it is then?
You're saying a person contributed. Someone could be sweeping the floor in the NASA and you say Muslim contribution.
Listen,
really?
I am not giving you the names of people.
Are you saying there's no scientists in NASA?
I'm not saying that.
Because you just.
That's what you're claiming, right? They're only sweeping the floor.
I'm not saying.
Look at the. That's what he did.
He did not
what did he say?
Muslims are only sleeping on the floor. You are twisting words.
What did he say?
He said if there was a Muslim sweeping the floor, would he be a contribution to the company? That is completely not what you
Okay,
just said.
so
That's why I need a Muslim
Some of
company.
us have ears, you see.
So
why I
are
need
you
a company.
listen? So are you saying I'm not sure why you're so anti-Islam and Islamophobic for whatever reason?
Just give me the names,
Look,
and we can
Racist
end
hate
this.
preacher
No,
as
I need to
well.
eat
I
some dark
don't-
Try
rice,
and
you know.
silence any opposition. to you.
no, you haven't.
Go
You
on,
haven't.
brand me a hate preacher
Why
and a
should I?
racist as
Why
well.
should I?
Because that's the sad little
don't
line that
think he needs to
Muslims
do that,
pump
mate.
out every
Listen.
week.
I'm an ignorant,
It's a
okay?
Tan-
I'm ignorant.
Tan-
Give me the name.
Tan, listen.
If you can't, I'm going to use this forever.
In NASA, I claim.
Answer my question.
Do you know what I'm claiming? Do you know what I'm claiming?
Answer my question before we move forward. Give me the name of the Muslim company.
Okay. Now you're saying name of Muslim-owned companies. Why? Why do you want Muslim-owned
In
companies?
science. Because you just said
Listen.
the
Do you know how
Nobel
science
Prize winner
works?
is not a good measurement.
Do you know how science works?
Why do you keep asking all these kind of questions? I just want names to do research.
Avoiding the point.
Because
Let's
Tan-
call me this. I'm a fucking dumb,
listen,
dumb person.
if you use the
I'm
word
very-
again, I'm
very
sorry we
stupid.
have to leave that conversation.
I was hoping that, yeah, because this is not getting nowhere, yeah.
It's not getting nowhere because you are unable to sustain a
Let's
civilized
assume I'm
conversation.
a very stupid person. I need names to research.
Good.
For my homework.
What I'm
Give me a
saying
name.
is, listen, what I'm
Or
saying
you
is-
can just tell me there are no
Listen,
such companies
listen.
in the world, or
Okay.
not many.
What I am
Give me an answer now. This is what I'm looking for next week.
Tam, listen. What I've given you a name, now let me substantiate my claim with this name, NASA. Yeah? Are you
NASA
listening?
is not a Muslim company.
Listen.
It wasn't even started by Muslims.
Listen. Name me one company that is contributing to science which has only their religious groups, religious individuals.
Anyone with a Google phone?
Listen.
Wanna help me with that?
Do you see what I'm saying?
You want asking? You
Tan-
asking for Google answer or Google
Listen,
question?
Tan, are
I'm
you
asking
listening?
you for the name from your expertise.
Tan.
So apparently,
Okay, Tan.
apparently you are same like me.
Tan.
You do not know everything.
You don't know what I'm talking about, do you?
I'm asking.
I am
you.
saying,
I'm
are you
asking you
suggesting today there are companies who are in forefront of medical innovation and technology, and they're only 100% Christians, either 100% Jews, either or 100% Buddhist, 100% atheist, and so on? Is that what you're suggesting?
No.
Why are you asking the question?
So why are you,
So why are you
asking?
asking
No,
for a
I'm
whole
asking-
Muslim startup company?
Yeah, because
So no one starts
He
a
didn't use the
company
word
and says
whole.
the. He said a company.
So
Did he
so
say-
you
he said a
want to go to?
No, he
That's
said a
your second
company.
question. You want to go
He
to
said a
specific.
company
Not
that is
Why
Muslim.
ask any-
What are the
Hold on,
percentage
hold
of
on,
Muslims
I
in the company?
You said a Muslim company, right? So you're basing it on religion. So you're saying that somebody started up
Percentage.
hold on. You're saying a company that started up and actually signed something saying we're a Muslim company. Does NASA say it's a Christian company? Are you listening to
Not
your
really.
logic here?
It's more like a-
Exactly. So
it's
think
origin.
about what you're asking.
Because you know what's the starting point.
Origin. So what's its
You know
origin?
what's
Is it? Wait, hold on a second. Is NASA a Christian company?
Very good
Is
question.
NASA a Christian
I know-
company?
I'm gonna claim
Right.
that.
Is NASA a Jewish company?
I know you claim that.
Is there any companies you can tell me that are Jewish companies?
Then
companies.
why should you have Muslim identity?
Company, no,
That was
no
my
one's
next
saying
debate.
that. It's your question.
You're
Are
demanding
you
that,
listening
aren't
to how
you?
ridiculous
You are
shit
demanding
is?
naming a Muslim
Wait,
company.
go back to how this started. How this started.
No, analyze that point. Analyze that point. You are
You know what the
demanding.
claim? You're
No, no,
claiming
you-
that you're claiming there's 1.6 billion Muslims,
Okay.
but only 0.2.
Can you go back to- okay,
are
can you-
terrorists? That's why I revert the question.
Okay.
Saying how many
Okay, sure.
Muslims actually
Good,
contribute
good,
to the world in
good,
the
good.
science field and
Tan,
so on?
let's go back.
When there's 1.6 billion Muslims.
We are talking
Yeah.
about
Then you can't give me the percentage.
people who are
So
getting.
if you insist on
Tan,
going,
are you repeating
my
I am
question?
answering.
if you insist on going to this company,
Tan.
what are the percentage of Muslims
Listen,
in
listen.
NASA?
So,
What
as
are
you
the-
said, let's
what
go
are
back.
the- what are the percentage of Muslims in NASA?
Tan, can I say something? You're
Going
asking
back to-
ridiculous questions.
He is
Can
the one
you tell
that-
me how
he
many
started
stars?
this whole thing.
No, I want
He
to know.
started-
I want to know how
He used
how
this
intelligent
percentage.
you are. Hold on,
He
hold on.
used this
You're
percentage.
asking a question. I want to know how
No,
intelligent
I'm
you are.
speaking to
How
him.
many stars there are there in the sky?
Why do you keep asking more
I'm
different questions?
asking the same type of
I
questions
refuse
you're
to
asking.
answer.
You're asking ridiculous questions.
I don't know what you're
You're
trying to-
asking an average
Okay.
person on the street.
So let me
how
answer,
many
right?
Muslims are there
Did-
in
did
NASA?
you
That's
ask me-
ridiculous.
Let me answer.
That's getting very
Did
hilarious
you
now,
not
my friend.
point out that there are 1.6 billion Muslims, but only 0.02 some percentage that
Doing what?
they are not terrorists? I mean, they are only terrorists. That's why I revert the question.
Let me clarify what I
That's
said.
why I revert the question.
Those of you who are listening.
So
that-
you're saying the bad apples
Can I
for
clar-
Muslim
can I-
are minimum,
can I
very
clarify?
small percentage. So that's why
You
I
know-
revert the question. The good Muslim, the
Sure,
one that's
sure.
contributing to science,
Listen,
how many? What are the
listen.
percentage? So let's go back to NASA.
Let's go back.
You bring up NASA,
Let
right?
me-
What are the percentage of Muslim in NASA?
Sure.
What are the
Would you allow me
percentage?
to speak, right?
Percentage NASA.
Look,
Don't run
no,
away
no,
again.
no, 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 no.
Percentage of
Listen,
Muslim
listen.
NASA.
The context that we were discussing, as you said, we want to go back, right? Is that what you're asking? We need to go back. So in the context of religious
You
war,
don't give me name now. You want to go talk about something
excuse
else.
me, you want me to
You
bring
said you
back.
want to go back.
You don't
You
give me
said-
names. You don't give me percentage.
Tan, it's not very fair. You wanted to go back, and he wants to go back too. So now, if we go back, the discussion was about the violence and innocent people getting killed. I said the majority of the people that got killed are by secular wars and warfare, like First World War and Second World War.
He's getting nowhere.
You said no, and I said, look,
We
you
can't
just
even answer this.
you said you're going to let
You
me
just
speak.
keep
You
having
said,
more question and
hang
more
on,
question
you
and
said
more
you're going to let me
question.
speak. Thank you. So now I said, look, even the fingers that you're pointing to
I seen
the
your video,
Muslims,
just-
listen,
all kinds of questions.
even the fingers that you're
Doesn't go
pointing
anywhere.
towards Muslims, I said, look, if you look
You
at
can't
the
give names, can't give numbers. Now you want to talk about more questions, more questions.
Tan,
how the world was
Tan,
created, stars,
perhaps-
how many
Tan,
stars.
can you tell me how many stars there are up there?
I don't know, man.
You're asking
I don't know.
ridiculous
I don't
questions.
know. And that's why he's the
Tan.
guru here, man.
Mate,
I need his
you
answer,
ask- you-
and he can't give me answers.
can I?
to the Guru. Listen to
He
the
keep
So-
pointing
so-
out different answers.
So
questions.
as
More questions,
as
more questions.
I'm going to come back to you now. Say God
you
willing.
know what? With so many questions, you should join
Are you-
Buddhism.
are you gonna allow me
Buddhism,
to-
yeah? Buddhism is
are
good
you
for
gonna-
a lot of questions.
I'll
no
tell you-
answer. There's no answer in Buddhism. Only question. You should join that. Yeah.
I'll tell you why I cannot join them and why I won't join them. If you're interested to know, I'll tell you, right? But let me now come back to this question. So I said, look, when you talk about all this violence and so on, you're pointing to the Muslims and you're assuming the majority of the Muslims are violent and terrorist and they're warmongering. When we look at the percentage, the Muslims in the world today, you said 1.6 billion, right? I don't know exactly. I know more than 1
Googled
billion.
that.
Good, you Google that. 1.6 billion.
Long time.
When we look at the percentage of ISIS who are killing innocent people, they are like 0.006%, right? This is insignificant number, and yet you have the audacity to say Muslims in general are violent when an insignificant number is doing the violent works. And then what you did rather, which is called a category mistake, instead of saying, okay, I should accept, Tan, you should have said, I accept that the majority, 1.6 billion Muslims, almost, apart from this insignificant minority, are peace-loving, peaceful Muslims. You said, but look, out of this all 1.6 billion Muslims, how much have they contributed to science? Look at the logical fallacy, how you compare. From terrorism and violence to contribution to science. How you shifted the whole discussion. So even then I said, fine, look at it now. Science does not work by like, oh, I'm a Muslim, I have a Muslim organization, and I contribute to the science. Science doesn't work now this anymore.
So what are Muslims
The
contributing?
way science works today is you can be working in collaboration or individually. Because science is now based on our cumulative learning and knowledge. We do something and we build our knowledge based on that. You can be a total 100% Buddhist terrorist, but I can still get your research and see you've discovered something very wonderful, medicine for example, and I can build on to that. I'm not going to say, oh, it's a Buddhist terrorist that developed. No. So science can take from whoever, as long as the research shows benefit, that it is benefit for humankind, right? Or even if it's not benefit for humankind, people take and make warfare weapons and so on, which they shouldn't be doing, right? To kill people. So what I'm saying is, you cannot bring saying, oh, give me a Muslim scientist name or a corporation or a company. I'm saying Muslims and non-Muslims, religious or non-religious, we are working all together in science to contribute to our innovation and technology for the betterment and for the advancements for the world.
So when
Okay,
it comes to
so you shouldn't be asking this question. Give me a
Wow.
Muslim scientist.
Wow.
Give me a Jewish scientist.
Excuse me?
Why? Because science is not the property of a religious individual or a group anymore. Do you follow that point?
I follow your point, and I just don't
What
see.
did you say then? If you follow his point, what
I
did you
mean,
say?
I can't say the same thing. I mean, he's just saying I can't use percentage. Because science doesn't work like that. It's just like collective work. Everyone contributes to science in a way. I do something and someone observes me doing something, and then they might invent something, but my name was not there. That's what you're saying, right? But the thing is, you try to say that there's only 0.02 something percent of Muslim are terrorists. Then
Insignificant number.
It's insignificant number, but then you can't turn it around. Why can't I point out? I mean, what are the contribution of Muslim in terms of science? Doesn't mean
Everywhere.
has to invent something.
They're working everywhere.
1.6 billion Muslims.
Is the science?
I just told you, Muslims are working everywhere.
Yeah, but they are the most Muslim in the world, but they're causing political problems.
Now you're shifting to political and economic problems.
That's why. That was the original argument. I'm asking you why
Muslims
in the
causing
whole-
political problem?
Wait, let me finish.
Develop.
Why the whole world has Muslim problem? But that's why I want to ask you, what is your
Slow down,
contribution
bro.
for Muslim? What is the
Okay.
contribution of Muslim? That's what I'm asking.
Are you
can't give me the
suggesting
name.
Muslims are contributing to political and economic problems within their own countries?
their own country as well as other countries.
Okay, brother, let's establish
That's
how
why
it's
it's gonna
wrong.
stop forever. We have so many.
In Iraq.
I don't want to talk about Middle East. Talk about Southeast Asia.
Tell me about Muslim countries.
I want to give
and
you
Muslims,
news.
but
I
don't
want
talk about
to
Muslims in Muslim countries.
because this
You're being illogical.
The
mate.
horse is that. I'm going to give you
BrMansur, I don't
fresh
know
new
why you're wasting
example.
time, seriously.
Let's talk about Indonesia. Let's talk about Malaysia. Let's talk about Thailand. Where we talked about earlier. Let's talk about Philippines. This part is fresh. Nobody heard it before.
China.
Yeah, China.
arguments.
Yeah.
Brothers,
The whole world has Muslim problem.
You know what?
And that's why we talk about percentage. And since you gave me the percentage, the very small percentage of Muslim are terrorists, give me a good percentage of how many Muslim can actually contribute to the society of the world.
Okay.
Today, 1.6 billion is a lot of Muslims.
let me tell you something.
Christianity is on the decline.
Let me tell you something.
Buddhism is on decline. Muslim is rising, but the contribution ratio. That's why I use Nobel Prize winner as a measurement.
let me try to respond.
But
right?
you do not want to use Nobel Prize winner because
I
you
just
say
told you why.
is someone
Now,
who's
let me
nobody.
let me try to
That's why I'm
respond
asking
to
for a company, a person that's really contribute greatly, not just some random people, you know?
Okay.
And you,
So,
since then, I've
listen,
been asking you for the names of the
listen,
company.
Tan, listen,
You do not want to
Tan,
give me
listen.
If you do not want to give me, we can end this discussion, yeah?
Tan, listen, I'm trying to answer your
Are
question.
you saying there are no such company?
Look, company is irrelevant as we have established already.
Okay, fine then. So
let's
that's fine.
no, let me answer your question.
I got your point. I got
No,
your point.
I want to answer your
So
question
there
you
are no
asked.
Muslim country that actually contribute greatly, like Facebook.
Again, you're making logical fallacies and red herrings and straw man.
You don't want to give me name.
Okay, one moment. Let me
You
answer.
can insult whatever.
Look,
Yeah.
You're insulting.
Muslim countries like Indonesia and Malaysia, right? You said, for example. There are countries like Pakistan,
Yeah.
Bangladesh.
Yeah.
Okay. When I mentioned to you, I work in a medical
I'm leaving
establishment.
at 5:15.
No problem. We've got 5 minutes, right? Okay.
10 minutes.
10 minutes. I work in a hospital, as I told you already, right?
I leave at this time every week, yeah. So what's the problem, yeah?
Mexican food last week.
That's okay.
I did. You want to join me?
No. You can leave anytime when
Thank you for proving my consistency. I leave at this time more or less every week.
Tan. So, if I'm from Pakistan or India or Bangladesh or Malaysia or Indonesia, okay, let's talk about this. Lots of Indian Muslims in India. Now, if our countries gave us the opportunities and the means and the way to do research, sustain ourselves and our interests, we would not be, and the resources, we would not be coming to the States or Europe or in England and so on and so forth. It's a well-known fact. For example, the people who invented the first, amazing thing like,
Let's go.
in modern times in America, right? It was from Bangladesh, right? One of the individual, this big building that he done, or this helicopter which was pilotless. It's a Bangladeshi.
What is that?
Right, Bangladeshi. We know that it's a
What
fact.
was the invention?
Google it.
Come on, the first.
Oh, so you
No.
You can't Google.
Okay,
you can't say
look.
Google it.
Look.
You say we can't Google it.
Are you having discussion with him or me?
Explain to me. What is
Good,
I don't know what's
So
helicopter.
what
what
I'm
is that?
saying is this.
What is the invention? Tell me the invention.
I just told you.
I don't understand what's the invention.
Pilotless helicopter.
Pilotless helicopter.
The first pilotless helicopter.
Pilotless drone.
Not
so
drone.
you mean Pakistan invented
No,
drone?
not Pakistan. I am saying an individual.
Bangladesh. She
said
Look,
Bangladesh.
as far as I know, he was a Bangladeshi. Now, if he had the resource and the technology and the opportunity, this individual would have stayed in Bangladesh and done something like that,
Why
right?
do they not have the resource?
Wait. The hospital that I work, a consultant is Bangladeshi. So there are people from that area, but they've moved elsewhere in prestigious positions in science, in technology, in medicines, and so on and so forth. The reason why the countries are still backward in terms of the technology and so on, because of loads of problems. I cannot just pinpoint one, but if you look at it, there are people. There are
Asian enough?
the government.
Is
look,
Asian enough?
the government.
Asian tourists always do this.
I want to take this.
The government is not really having a program where they can give this opportunity and give these resources and so on. So this is one thing from the government. Government is not looking after those scientists, those innovators, and those people of advancements and so on. So they move elsewhere. If you provided all of that, they would go back in Indonesia or Malaysia and so on and so forth. There are other forces where their countries are not coming up and opening up to the world stage where they are the leaders in advancement in technology. It is a political, socio-economic and various other.
Why is that?
This is not just a religious thing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not a religious thing. Even if you devoid religion altogether, imagine now Malaysia is 100% atheist. It's not going to suddenly overnight become the most powerful nation in science and technology. It's not going to happen. Science has nothing, religion has very little to do with these ones. It's to do with how they're governed and do with resources and their opportunities and so on and so forth. That's the issue. So when we talk about all these things...
What do you think happened in Japan, South Korea and China? They are very religiousless. They are almost godless, but they can rebuild so fast after World War II. Why could this miracle not happen in
because, as
Bangladesh,
I said, look,
Pakistan, or
technology, resources, opportunities.
Why do they not have resources? The Saudi king are so rich.
Look.
The Saudi have so much cash. They go everywhere and they have golden escalator.
Could it be the willpower is missing to do all the technologies and advancements in science?
What?
The willpower?
The willpower.
Could it be they're not interested? They're only interested in protecting their own thrones? Could it be?
Okay.
Yeah, you can have various factors.
Okay.
Right. So various factors can come in play and leave a country underdeveloped and not advanced as you see in the developing developed countries.
So why is this so consistently happening in Muslim countries?
No,
Why?
Consistent happening recently. This is where you need to really understand.
Recently?
Yes.
When was the last time?
Okay, look.
that
I'll tell you. I'll tell you. If you look at history, when Europe was in the Dark Ages, when the Queen of England did not even have a bath for a month,
Yeah.
right? Muslim
Let's
country.
bring China history 5,000 years. Okay,
listen.
it's not gonna prove any point. You bring in such an old history.
Excuse
then
me.
you should go back to China.
Listen.
China 5,000 years.
Now you need to very importantly listen. You made a point, so I need to really bring it to focus. In modern times, Muslims have been stripped off from their country, their establishment, from their authority, and once you strip them of the power, when the political power is dismantled, then everything else crumbles. So when, for example, Islam started 1400 years ago, within few decades, it was rising to the peak of science and technology and advancements.
How was Islam started?
Wait, listen.
Fighting.
We are talking about Tan, you need to be fair, we are talking about science and technology. Within few decades, Islamic countries or Islamic Khilafah system became the pinnacle of civilization in terms of morality, ethics, economy, science, technology. All over the countries around the world, they were coming and flocked to the Muslim land, like in Cordoba, in Spain. Why? To learn science.
Was that Ottoman Empire?
No, before the Ottomans. So they were coming there to do what? To learn about science, to know how science is going to be advanced. So Muslims at that time were contributing. How did they contribute? They started learning from the old, the Greeks, the Hindus, the Romans, the Persians, whoever they have contributed. They learned from them.
I actually enjoy this part.
And they started then contributing their own. And they contributed. You'd find hardly any field that they've left untouched. Whether it's astronomy, biology, physics, optics, chemistry, they excelled in every field, right?
Because they mingle with European as well, right?
No. Because what Islam taught them. When Europe was in Dark Ages, nothing, no science, no technology.
Yeah.
Islamic civilization,
What was that called? Dark Ages? Was it a
Middle Ages,
disease?
right?
Was that a disease going on? What's it called?
The plagues of
The plagues,
yeah. Only.
After the plagues,
To give you an example, the
steroids.
Al-Qanun fi At-Tibb, the Canon of Medicine by Ibn Sina, by Avicenna, was a medical textbook for 700 years in Europe. Went through more than 17 editions, right? Until recently, about 200 years or so. I can't remember exact figure. So this was a contribution of Muslims in science and pharmacology, in hospitals and so on. Yeah. So even the hospitals, free NHS treatment, where did the idea come from? From the Muslims and the hospitals. Treatment with science. So when Europe was in Dark Ages with nothing on science and technology, they went and they learned, and then they came back, and then Renaissance resulted from there. Renaissance, the Enlightenment in Europe came because they went and learned from Muslims.
So if China did not exist, Muslims
We're
will not
talking
have
about
Quran.
Europe.
You want to use that alignment? So
No,
if
no,
you
no,
did
no.
not learn paper from China, means Muslim Quran
listen,
doesn't exist. So
you
Prophet
are-
Muhammad
you are again making
learned
a
from
category
China.
mistake.
China 5,000
Am
years.
I talking about
5,000
China
years.
or
Middle
Europe?
East. You just use the same logic. I'm just using the same logic. I gotta go. If you want to talk to me next week, come early. Don't come at the dark time. We can't see each other, man. We have to look each other. We don't have to. Don't need this
Perhaps
camera.
you
Come
need to
early
stay longer.
in the morning, daytime.
No, come. You need to stay longer.
I want to enjoy my life. Okay. Come early next week. Okay.
No,
5,000
stay
year
longer
history.
next time.
5,000 year history. And my next question is why is you talk about all the great things about Muslim back then, the golden age, yeah? Why does it stop since then?
We can talk about next time.
Next week, yeah?
Yeah,
Why
God willing.
What is it?
No,
frozen
no
since
problem.
then? Thank you. I don't know what to eat yet, but no kebab.
يا لغتي عربية حسبي بأنك منطقي وبياني عربية قلبي